I really want Hornet Heel to forge its way to the cutting edge of North Carolina's culinary industry. That's so bad. That's so bad. My name is Duncan Stevenson and I own Hornet Heel. Hornet Heel is a cutlery business. We make custom culinary knives as well as field knives. The majority of the focus of Hornet Heel is culinary. I love food. That's why I do this. I hang out with chef de cuisines, executive chefs, restaurateurs, like bar backs, bartenders. Like that's my people, that's my crowd, that's what I enjoy being around. I really want my knives to help make their jobs easier.
My name is Jake Wood, and I'm the chef here at Plates on Glenwood South in Raleigh. I love Duncan. He's a wonderful person. I was very interested in what he had going on. He accepted the challenge to come in and watch me use the knives that I did have, and out of that came the first set of knives that I got from Duncan. I have spent a good bit of every day of my life for the past 15 years using a knife. Your knife is basically an extension of your soul, an extension of you, your thoughts, your vision, the cuts you want to make. And if you don't have the correct tool, basically coming out the end of your arm here, it's just not going to work. A dull knife is a dangerous knife.
One of the huge things that drives me in this world is food, is supporting the culinary scene with chefs and different kinds of cooks and line cooks and people that are just experimenting and playing around with food is just so enjoyable. I'm really hungry right now, so that burrito truck at the corner is like pretty dope. The one that's in a tire parking lot is like... So the process of making a knife starts with the forging, and then you forge it to profile, which is basically the generic shape of what you're aiming for in your end knife. After that, you take it to the grinder, you do some loose profiling, kind of get it a little bit finer tuned. The hammer only can go but so far with detail. Heat treatment is quality control. It gets a better cutting edge, it's more resilient, durable. Once everything's shaped, you go to hand sanding. Hand sanding is where you kind of flush out any kind of inconsistencies, imperfections, kind of smooth out all the little lines. Buff, oil, finish it, and put a nice sharp edge. I think in the past 10 years there's been a big resurgence to come back to craftsmanship. There's a huge detachment from objects that people use on a daily basis of their value or where they came from. It's just mass produced and it comes to your doorstep the day you bought it online. And there's no more heart and soul into the things that are actually a part of your daily life. I also get an immense amount of support and feedback from the artistic community in Raleigh. It helps with aesthetics, whether it be hand feel or just overall visuals, just color combinations, just line work, whatever kind of comes into play with the actual visual impact of the knives. The farthest place I've ever sent a knife was Australia. The shipping's a pain in the ass. Even though it does tend to take around a week or so to make a knife, because of our backlog of orders, it does usually have around a 2 to 3 month turnaround time for custom stuff. A big part of making knives is feedback. Talking to chefs, seeing how they work, seeing what they like, seeing what they don't like, and using that, developing it, and taking it into the next batch that we make and making sure that it's even better every time. It's not like I'm not getting essays about how you changed my life because I made this potato smaller or whatever. Overall, the thing I want the most out of my knives to help people with is just enjoying cooking more.